forsake thee. Be strong and of good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them.
God made the children of Israel a promise. And let us go back into the story just a little bit. So after the flood, God saw righteous Abraham. He said, I want the people to show my glory in the world. And I need someone to show my glory through. So he saw the faithful and the righteous Abraham, and he made a promise that through his seed, all mankind would be blessed. Abraham had a son named Isaac, Jacob, Joseph. Went down out of jealousy. His brother sold him, and he went down to Egypt. Right. But despite what they did to him, everywhere he went, he prospered. Amen. After he passed, the children of Israel prospered so greatly, another king arose that didn't know the saints. And they turned on them, and they were in Egypt's bondage. But God raised up a man named Moses. All right now. Moses was with the Egyptians, but he was a Church of God child. And although he was with the Egyptians, something just didn't sit right with him. Oftentimes, a Church of God child will try to go out there with the Egyptians. They try to sign that rap deal. They try to be that draft pick. They try to be that life of the party. But something deep down in them just don't sit well when they put their wig on and their high heels and they try to look like Beyonce or whoever it is. Just something deep down in them don't sit well. It says Moses, come of years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, but choose rather to suffer affliction with the people of God. And something down in you will end up coming up. And your friends, they won't be able to explain it because they'll be like, don't you know you got it going on? He's fine. He like you, or she's fine. She like you, or they all think you're the man. But something down in you will tell you the saints need me at this hour. I can't be down here partying when the saints need me. I can't be down at the post when the saints need me. I can't go down to Cincinnati to the jazz festival when the saints need me. I can't be in the gym trying to be this, that, or the other when the saints need me. So Moses said, I'm sorry, but I got to go. The saints need me. And God used him to raise up and carry out the children of Israel from Egypt. Yes, going through the Red Sea. In wilderness. God mightily used Moses. But the promise wasn't fulfilled. Moses came to the end. Mighty Moses, mighty man of God. Came to the end of his journey. And here God raised up another generation and said the promise was that they would be led out to their land so there could be a glory in the earth with the people in a land that the whole world would see that there is a one true God. Amen. Well, Moses got to the end of his journey in the wilderness, and God had to raise up another generation, and that's where the story comes in here. And they had to finish the assignment to take them to their land, the land of Canaan. Yes, sir. Well, they had been prepared, and God had strengthened them, but there was an assignment that needed to be completed. All right now. Well, now they're coming to the brink of the Jordan River. And we want to focus on one aspect of it. We're going to preach. The title is Bringing Down the Walls of Jericho. My God. But we have to get you to the walls first. All right? So we're all on the same page so far, right? We're right where the story takes hold. All right. So now they're at the brink of the Jordan in chapter, and we're going to deal with principles, saints, because you're going to have some walls that need to come down. You're going to face some things that are fortified that need to come down. And God is letting you know today, whatever walls need to come down, they can come down. Amen. They will come down. Don't worry about it. Don't fret. Don't worry about what's opposing you, what you are, how difficult it looks, how fortified it looks, how it looks like there's nothing that can happen. Just grab some faith this morning and some walls are going to come down. So here, chapter 2, he sent the spies first and said, I'm sorry, we're not going to go there because we want to spend time. Sometimes we'll spend so much time in the lead up, we can't preach Jericho. And we want to take a moment to preach Jericho with the walls coming down. And we can, amen, be encouraged by it. But we got to get there. So I'm not going to lead you to these scriptures. I'm just going to kind of quote them. All right. So chapter 2, we're not going there. We're going to skip right from 1 to 6. Chapter 2, though, is where he sent the spies. He said, go check out the land and see exactly Jericho, exactly what happens in Jericho. Let us know the walls, what they look like, so on and so forth. And Joshua followed. Guess who else sent spies? Moses did. You remember Moses? Moses sent spies first. And Joshua was one of them. You got to be faithful in little before you can be faithful in much. God got to try you in little. Let me see. Hold on. Can you handle this? Amen. Before you go on to something greater. All right. But also, Joshua was able to follow Moses' tutorship. He was studying Moses. He watched how Moses operated. Moses just didn't lead the people into some bad in the middle of something and unprepared. Didn't know nothing. No. He sent wisdom. Sent some spies first. And said, you go and observe and see what you're dealing with. See what, and Joshua was able to follow that. See, there is never a great general that wasn't first a great soldier. Be careful of anybody trying to lead something that don't got the humility to follow first. Be careful of anybody that just automatically they got a little gift, a little skill, and they just and they insubordinate. They cause problems. They can't follow instructions. They got their own little camp going within a camp. They doing their own. Anybody that's a great leader, do study your history. At first, they was a real good soldier. At first, they was real humble. They ain't know how to tie their shoe. They ain't know nothing, this, that, and the other. And sometimes it takes some time. You can receive an anointing, but sometimes it takes time. David was anointed, but he wasn't prepared. He was anointed, but when he came into that kingship, he was going to need some bears and some lions in his background. Because he was going to face some moth-necked people. He was going to face some difficult people. But that's why you got to be prepared, my God, because when you face those difficult people, difficult situations, you're going to have some stuff in your arsenal to know that God is able. It may take a little bit of time, but God, you can pray anything out the way. So chapter number 2 was God sending the spies first. Chapter number 3, they prepared for the crossing. That great preparation. Chapter number 4, they passed over and he told them to gather some stones. It's important that you got some stones. It's important that you got some stones in your arsenal. When they came up and they saw Jericho, I'm going to get there in a moment, those walls was ridiculously big, this, that, and the other. But oh, thank God that they had some stones back in Gilgal. They had some stones, amen, they was able to look from because Jordan looked like it was uncrossable, amen. So they were able to have courage, focused on Jericho's wall because they had those stones. But before he got them to Jericho, he led them through the Jordan. And let me just touch base with that just for a moment. He led them to Jordan. Now, Jordan represented something. All right. Before they could take Jericho, they had to deal with Jordan and cross the Jordan. Now, the Jordan River represented sanctification. My Lord. Saints, you're not going to bring down no walls if you ain't sanctified. Right. Wait till I get to what Jericho really represents. You're going to have Jericho and walls that you cannot get past all of your experience if you don't go on and get sanctified. If you don't go on, after they came through Jericho, the Jordan River, they sat on the side, and you know what he told them? He said, man, go get some rocks, sharpen them things up, and circumcise the people. He said, why? Because many of the people that had came through Egypt that had already been circumcised, amen, that died off. Yes, sir. So a lot of the young ones that had come up, they hadn't been circumcised. Right. They weren't circumcised in the wilderness. So he said, make sure they get circumcised before they get to Jericho. That circumcision represented the removal of that skin, removal of that flesh. See, in order for you to take some strongholds in your life, some things that you want to deal with, you want to deal with yourself. You're not taking no Jericho, my God, no impenetrable wall, no fortified city if you can't deal with self. Many people got strongholds in their life that they can't deal with because self is in the way. They first got to conquer their self. You got to conquer your own attitude, your own spirit, your own. People can provoke you. People can get on your nerves. People can do this. How in the world you going to take this world, Church of God? How in the world? I don't want to get ahead of myself. How in the world you going to build upon the foundation that's been laid upon us? God has great things for us. Our best days aren't behind us. Our best days are before us. The Bible says the glory of the latter house shall be greater than the former. He's not coming back for a has-been church of God. He's coming back for a glorious church of God without spot or wrinkle. Amen. But you won't, my God, be able to take the Jerichos that he has for us to take if you don't first get that skin removed off of you. Quit, my God, living and operating in your feelings so much, my God, and get spiritually deep. You're not taking those cities if you're always in your feelings. I don't like this. I don't like that. You always in your feelings, my God. You got to get deeper. You got to get spiritual. We're trying to take a world and you dealing with your feelings. We don't got time for this little bitty petty mess. We're trying to take a world for Jesus and finish the work that our foundation is laid for us to go and finish. God said in the seventh seal, my God, they shall go again. He had a great work for the seventh seal to go again. But when he first opened the seventh seal, amen, they had to eat the book. Because of the silence, my God, the trumpet wasn't blowing. So they had to get in the book and eat the book, eat the word. It was sweet in their mouth, but bitter in their belly. They had to eat the book of divine healing. My God, eat the book, my God, you only get one. Eat the book, my God. You got to wear, my God, some clothes that cover up your flesh. They had to eat the book, my God, that had been lost in the silence, amen. They had to eat the book, raise the standards of the church of God. God raised up a ministry, amen, that was able to break that silence, my God. Declare the trumpet loud and clear. Let the world know God has a church and every note in the church will be blown. God has the people that will not bow. I don't care, Anderson. You can't take my credentials. Why? Because the trumpet is given from God, and as long as God give it, I'm going to blow it. Shut me down. Talk about me. Take the church from me. Do what you want to do. But the trumpet will blow loud and clear. Amen. But then he said, a final generation is going to have to go again. Go where they went. The doors that they went, my God, compromise, in confusion, that's honest but don't know no better. My God, that you went in the 60s, you went in the 70s, you went in the 80s, my God. Some of their parents didn't want the full gospel, so they kind of deviated or closed the door on the true men of God, my God. But enough truth was left there for some new converts to get a hold of something, and there's something longing down in them that wants something more than they're under. God said, I need y'all to go again, my God, and find them all over the world. Everywhere I open the door, y'all got to go again and take one Jericho after another. Amen. There's a work to be done. There's a great work to be done. Amen. It's not time for us to sit around, my God. Amen. And lick our wounds, my God. But there's a great work to be done. And here, he said, circumcised. Also, in chapter 5, don't go there. He also said, they have to observe this Passover spiritually in order. So he gave the promise, sent the spies, prepared the people, crossed over Jordan, got the stones on the brink of Jordan, on the other side, circumcised the people, observed the Passover spiritually. My Lord measured. Oh Lord. Before they went and took it. Then, chapter 6. Let's go there. Chapter 6. Pray for us, saints. Amen. Let's go there. Thank the Lord. Let's go there. Amen. Thank the Lord. Amen. Chapter 6, verse number 1.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel.
Now Jericho, the wall there, is 12 to 15 feet high. And it was 4 miles from Jordan River approximately. So they crossed the Jordan, dealt with some spiritual matters, came up, and the first city that there was to take was the most fortified city in all of Canaan. Okay. There was no city like Jericho. 12 to 15 feet high walls. The tower is 28 feet high to 30 feet high, 15 feet across. You can ride multiple chariots across the wall. A massive. And it's amazing, saints. Sometimes, and here, unless they took Jericho, they weren't going to be able to take any other cities. Yes, sir. The other cities heard about Jericho, and that's how they got fearful, and God dealt with them. So Jericho, sometimes the first thing you have to deal with, as soon as you get saved, you got to go deal with the Jericho. Sometime right before the next season of your life, God is saying, I got some Jerichos I need you to deal with. There's a new season. I got greatness for you. Behind that wall is miracles. Behind that wall is blessings. Behind that wall is your children saved. Behind that wall, your spouse sitting next to you. Behind that wall is your killer. Behind that wall is this, that, and the other. But first, you got to take Jericho. You might have been in this thing for a while, my God, but this is a new season. Yes, my God, there's some Jerichos I need you to take. There's some experiences I need you to get. There's some things I need you to deal with. Some situations or experiences, my God, within you, my God, or that you're dealing with, I need you to deal with them before I take you to the next season. So here, the Jericho also was built, and most of the cities were built on a hill, and this was for defensive purposes. The hill would be like a defensive mechanism with the wall going around it, the hill. So that in the tower, which was a critical part, they would have gates along the wall, and they would be up, the watchmen would be up in the tower, and they could see on the hill, they could see far away, friend or foe. And they could shut the city down if they see you coming. And they weren't expecting you, or you are a foe. So here they saw the children of Israel coming, and they fortified. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they fortified themselves. They shut every gate. Well, also, so around Jericho, they heal. Have you ever seen like a castle or old photo or something like that? It's like hilly all the way around the wall. You almost look at it and say, how they go to walk here? And so it wasn't real comfortable walking around this wall. Your journey to pull down your Jericho, it's not going to be, sometimes you think it was a little flat land. Oh, no. It was some... It ain't going to be comfortable taking your Jericho. It's not going to be comfortable, an easy walk. You're going to get weary. Your feet going to hurt. Their feet was hurting, no doubt. Almost twisting their ankles and everything else, trying to just deal. It was stuff all in the way. Listen, if you want to take Jericho, many people, Jericho is still sitting there 20 years later. It's stuff in their experience. 20 years, they still dealing with a wall. The Bible talks about strongholds. They still got strongholds. Stuff that they ain't been able to pray away. Stuff that they ain't been able to, my God, to fast away. They still got strongholds in their experience. Why? Because the journey, my God, wasn't real comfortable. They got tired. They couldn't get tired. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So the journey oftentimes won't be comfortable. When we talk about something special, you're going to be tried. It's not going to be comfortable. You ain't going to feel good. But God is taking you somewhere. Be encouraged. It ain't going to feel the best. No pain, no profit. If everything about your experience in your life is feeling real good, that's because you ain't going nowhere. If everything is feeling, oh, I just feel so good. Everybody loves me. I just feel so good. You ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere, my God. Amen. But when you talking about a Jericho, it ain't going to feel the best all the time. But don't get discouraged. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That wall is coming down. Don't get discouraged. Don't let nobody call you to put your head down. Don't let the difficulty of the battle to call you to have a pity party. Get your heads up, amen. Be encouraged. That wall is coming down. It's coming down. Just have some faith, some perseverance, and that wall is coming down, saints. So here it wasn't a real comfortable march. We got to get a picture. Some people are visual learners, so I'm going to try to paint a picture this morning. It's not always going to be real comfortable. Well, like little children, little thing. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and they walked all around. No, it wasn't no march like that. It was difficult. Challenging march. Okay. Challenging march. But oh, it'll be worth it. Verse number 1. Come on and read.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel.
Now, take our time, saints. Jericho was straightly shut up. It would have been difficult enough if it wasn't shut up. It would have just been the walls that they had to deal with. But it said they were straightly shut up. Some situations gonna seem almost impenetrable. Go ahead. Almost, my Lord. Some situations going to appear worse right before they come down. All right now. It said they were straightly shut up. Some situations going to seem dark. You're going to feel like, am I getting some progress? And I don't get ahead of myself. My God, they didn't see no progress all along the way, but still had to march. You're going to be dealing with some situations you ain't going to see no progress. Keep marching. Just keep marching. My God. Just keep marching. You're going to be like, it would have been a much easier march if you would have felt some progress along the way. But some situations you're not going to feel no, but you know you do what God say do. Amen. So here it said Jericho was straightly shut up. It looked darker right before God was about to work. Some situations look worse. The unsaved child cuts up worse. The spouse is cutting up worse. The healing of your body, the symptoms are worse. The restoration of a broken friendship seems worse. The financial restoration, that wall, that Jericho, it looks worse. Faith, my Lord, unbelief is cutting up at its highest level. Right before a spiritual victory of consistency is needed, the devil tries to make you most inconsistent than you've ever been in your life. You're trying to get that victory, that consistency down in your spirit. But right before before God break that thing, the devil tries to come just as hard with a hard failure or a hard setback. Listen, don't be discouraged with a hard setback. Just be encouraged in knowing that the situation often looks worse right before it looks its best. The devil's just trying to break you. That's why he comes so hard. He knows you're trying to get a breakthrough. He knows you're not just around here playing games. If we were playing games, we'd be out in the world. Church of God ain't no place to play games. This ain't Babylon where it feels real good. We just have church. This is the suffering way. We're here because we want to be here. We're here because we want to be saved. We're here because we want to make heaven our home. We're not playing no games here. We're not doing it here. But sometimes the devil knows right before you get your breakthrough of Jericho, he tries to make, my God, it look worse. Lord, I'm trying to be consistent, this, that, and the other. And I said it, my God, I had 4 days of victory. But the devil came in that night. Lord, don't give up, saints, my God. Don't give up, my God. Know that victory is in sight. Amen. Amen. So here, it said, Jericho, read, brother, verse 1.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up.
The devil dirty. It was bad enough. But now right before it was straightly shut up. Come on.
Because of the children of Israel.
Because of the children of Israel. Read.
None went out, and none came in.
I'm going to tell you why in a moment. Keep reading.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thee thine hand Jericho and the king thereof.
Stop right there. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. So Jericho, the most fortified city in Canaan, is shut up. And the Lord said unto sister so-and-so, don't you know how bad my children are cutting up right now? I caught him in the house with another person. Don't you realize I caught my spouse is cutting up worse than they ever had. Amen. You don't understand. Not only do I not have the cash on hand, but I don't have the credit to do what I need to do, and no saint got enough benevolence to help me out. You don't understand. This situation look. Don't you realize that my prayer partner, the one I thought was always have my back, she getting iffy on me. She getting kind of iffy on me. Trying to keep her a little distance from me. Don't you count on people. You better count on God. Don't you count on people. I'm going to tell you, if you got an experience where you think you got a little posse, you got a little crew, look, listen, the very ones that got your back in the battle that you're in right now will be the very ones that turn on you. So don't ever get no carnal stuff. If you deep enough spiritually, you don't want nobody carnal with your back, because I'm going to tell you, that thing let the battle get hot enough. They'll mess around and go to the ministry on you, telling them everything you said. And you were trying to help them deal with the ministry. Don't trust people. Don't trust people. People ain't about nothing. Trust Jesus. They say some stuff is go to the grave with. Go to the grave with that. So here it said that the Lord said unto Joshua, seeing I have given into thine hand Jericho. Hold on, God. What you just say? Okay, this situation look as dark as ever. And I'm going to tell you, saints, may God inspire somebody's faith this morning regarding a Jericho in their life. Because what the devil would love for you to do is just learn to live with it. The devil would love for you just to say, dang, I just got to figure out a way to be without. May God inspire your faith this morning. You don't got to settle for nothing. So here it says, Jericho on the hill, tower, Israel's coming. These are the folk that did the Red Sea. They knew their history. You're going to see Rahab was broke down. Listen, we know all about y'all. We scared to death of y'all. Ooh, don't get ahead of myself. Ooh. Some situation, my God, the devil, my God, trying to get fortified because he's scared to death of you. Don't let me get ahead of myself, Holy Ghost. Well, anyway, so here it said, look at God, though. Listen, the Bible said without faith, you got to have faith. God said, I'm allow the situation to look darker than it's ever looked before, and then I'm going to step back and say, seeing I just gave you the situation. Amen. Seeing I just have given you Jericho. Lord, my body is cutting up on me. Seeing I just given you your Lord, the Bible, they had to see the victory, although it looked worse than it ever looked before. They had to see it. The Bible said faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. They had to, you want to have faith to bring down you want to have great faith to bring down your Jericho. God said, do you see it? And I'm going to tell you, you got to have some spiritual maturity. When the situation looks real dark, and you must try to pull back one of the old songs. The darkest hour means dawn to just hold on, my child. Hold. I mean, you just bringing up some stuff, my God. What I see, God is saying, I cannot operate beyond your faith. According to your faith, be it unto you. That Jericho will stay there forever, and you won't have any of the blessings of Canaan if you don't take the Jericho unless you got faith. This is a faith walk. So I'm going to try your faith right at the beginning before you even take this Jericho. See, do you see it? Oh, no, I'm not going to wait until the walls is down and you're all rejoicing and say, see, and I give, no. I gave Abraham a promise. That promise has been taught to you guys since you were little children. Train up a child in the way he should go when he gets old. You know about this promise. I told Moses about this promise. Moses wasn't trying to take him out the Red Sea. Moses was endeavoring to take him to the promised land. That was the whole battle. They knew about the promise that God had. So here they got to the brink of Canaan right before they was about to take the blessing, and it looked worse than it ever looked before. It was easier to believe Moses, my God, when they was dealing with Pharaoh, no doubt. It was easier to deal with this, that, or the other. But here they're on the brink of it, and God said, do you see it? Do you see it? Spiritual maturity is when you began to see situations that are awful dark. That's why the Bible said, if any be overtaken with a fault, ye that are spiritual. It wasn't talking about, I'm spiritual, I got it. Come here, child, I got you. No. Great spirituality is faith. That you're able to come in and say, listen, even though it looks, anytime you're in a real deep situation and you get some real spiritual help, faith will be all around it. It's going to be, I don't care, Brother Hampton has such a gift of faith. It wasn't just healing. It would be any situation. 1,000 midnight. It looked like it's over. How are we going to get through this? What about this? And he would sit there and just, God's working. Where? He's working. Yeah, brother, working. I'm sitting there like, no. This, that, the other bombs going on, praying, booming. I'm like, no, hold on, what? God is working. Lord, please, can I wear his glasses for a moment? But that's the way the Holy Ghost works. He said, do you see it? When you see it, you don't go home crying at night. This is going on. No, do you see it?
My God.
Do you see it? You want your Jericho? You need to see him sitting on the bench next to you. You want your Jericho? You need to see yourself throwing that cane down. You want your Jericho? You need to see, my God, those children walking up to an altar, bowing at the altar of prayer. Do you see it, my God? You need to see it before you can receive it. That's the way faith works. You have to see it. You got to see it, my God, before God can give it to you. You got to see it. See the restoration of that relationship. See that family coming back together again. See those finances back in order. Do you see it? We ain't coming to church just to read some song. I want you to increase my vision, my God. Increase my faith. I got some stuff I want to see. I got some things I want God to do. But before you can do them, you got to see it. He said, do you see it? Do you see it? Read verse 2 one more time.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, see.
Can you see the victory, although it looks worse than ever? My Lord, spiritual maturity is understanding when things look worse is often right before God is about to deliver. Read.
And And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor.
Listen to what he said. Pray for us, please. We had a short time. He didn't just say, he said, sin I have given to you. Woo! That which discourages a person with no faith or little faith is actually that which encourages the individual with great faith. You see the city shut up. You see the city fortified. You see, my God, the city, every gate is sealed up. I see they can't go nowhere. I see they can't get away. I see every enemy. God said, I don't want to just give it to you now. If some of them get away, they may rise up later, have some more chance. But I'm allowing all to come together. I'm allowing all your enemies to yoke up. I'm allowing all of them to come together at one time. My God, it looks like it's a difficult and a dark and a low situation in the church of God history, when really it was about the greatest victory God has ever given one for you. Let me seal them all up, because the walls are about to come down. Come on and read, my God. Read. You don't mess with the church of God. You don't mess with God's people. You don't rejoice, my God, because you think, oh, they got God's people now. Oh, they met. Oh, you see, but we see. Come on and read. Oh, I'm talking about Hampton. And don't you know this? And don't you know that? He said, yeah, you see. I said, Lord, help me to get some you see, what you see in me. I'm sitting there praying, my God. I'm just being honest. I'm praying, Lord, please. He said, hold on, where you got all them glasses in his office? I put these on. Oh, Lord. Come on and read. He said, you see the city being sealed up. I just see the camp of the saints, my God, about to do a work. My God, my God. God knows what he's doing, saints. God knows what he's doing, saints. Don't be discouraged, amen. Just ask for some glasses this morning. Say, Lord, give me some of them glasses that Joshua had. Come on and read.
The Lord said unto Joshua,
yes. See,
I have given into thine hand Jericho.
Come on, it's right in your hand. They can't go nowhere now.
And the king.
You ain't got to chase them all over Canaan. I ain't about to get y'all tired. I ain't going to take no long time to do. I'm allowed all to come and deal with every single thing in one sweep. I'm dealing with everything. I'm dealing with everything. My Lord, Moses, about to end his assignment. My Lord, there's a new season. Y'all got some stuff y'all going to have to deal with. So let me just bring everything together, and so I can just deal with everything in one swoop. I'm just dealing with everything. Now go take Jericho, go take Canaan, go take the glory of all that is therein. Come on and read.
See,
yes.
I have given unto thine hand Jericho.
Yes.
And the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor.
Saints, not only will God deal with Jericho, but it said the king, the mighty men, the strongholds all around. My God, saints. May your faith be inspired. You just praying too little. You praying for this right here. God, somebody bless you like you would. I'm dealing with all of it. I'm going to deal with everything. I'm dealing with all these strongholds that are attached to it. I'm dealing with them because many times we pray for one thing, but you don't realize that blessing will require about 3 more blessings.
That's right.
You're looking at that one thing, Lord, can you pay this bill? Okay, but what about the next one?
All right now.
What about the next one? What about your debt? What about your credit? I mean, there's so many things. God's saying, be inspired, be encouraged. Jericho is coming down. I'm dealing with all the strongholds. I'm dealing with my blood pressure. What about your diabetes? What about your appetite? All the strongholds. All the strongholds. And diabetes caused me that bad feet. My feet bad because of too much weight. I'm dealing with this. My eyes is messed up because God said all of them. Just be inspired. I'm dealing with all of these strongholds. Go down to verse 3 real quick.
And ye shall compass the city,
Uh-huh.
all ye men of war,
Uh-huh.
and go round about the city once.
He said, all you men of war. Saints, you got to be militant to take down Jericho. Saints, you can't be no coward. Just because one thing don't go your way, one person say this. You'd be surprised, my God. Listen to me. Look at this quote here. It says, opposition is the price of God's favor.
Wow.
Opposition is the price. From Abel, the first person God gave him favor because his sacrifice was acceptable. Opposition, killing. Isaiah, Elijah, John the Baptist cost his head. Jesus, cross. John boiled or on the Isle of Patmos. Peter upside down crucified allegedly. Justin martyred. Where do you think martyrism came from? Ignatius, keep going. The Apostolic Fathers, keep going. Wycliffe, studying. Huss, the Lollards, study them. The Walderness, study them. Warner, Brother Hampton. Opposition is the price of God's favor. My Lord, the greater the favor, the greater the opposition. But don't let that opposition stop you. As long as you got God's favor. So here, he said that ye shall, read that verse one more time.
And ye shall compass the city,
Uh-huh.
all ye men of war.
So you got to be militant. The Bible said the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, but the violent take it by force. You can't come to a spiritually mature warrior and try to discourage him with opposition. Don't you realize you got to deal with this? Don't you like so-and-so says it? Don't you? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? We're talking about warfare. Come on now. We're talking about the federal government coming to look for you. Come on, look at walking down the street trying to find your house. They put you in prison forever. They take your wife. It's a warfare. Come on now. I mean, I ain't talking about nobody saying something. I'm talking about you ain't going to raise your children. They in foster care all over America. Spread abroad. I mean, warfare. Oh, you're dealing with some warfare. The Bible said the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. But and it also said the weapons of our warfare not carnal. You don't fight carnally. You don't fight carnally. You don't go an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. They said this, I'm going to do that. They'll like me, and I'll like them. This, that, and the other. Or this. No. You love them more. The one that you try to avoid right now is the one you need to invite to dinner today. Love them more. Appreciate them more. Come on now. Be friends. Don't ever do that. Don't ever be that carnal stuff. People shouldn't even know that you got a problem with them. If you got a problem with them, my God, and you feel that they did something they shouldn't have done, don't let that affect your spirit. Be deep enough. Be spiritual enough to keep your spirit towards them right. So when God brings greater light or greater understanding, and they say, oh, you don't have to apologize. You don't got to be like, oh, I'm sorry the way I treated you because I felt you was doing me wrong. And regardless of how you treated me, I'm not going to change how I treat you. We good, my God. So he said, first, in a war, you got to be militant. You're going to take down Jericho, you got to be militant. Then it also said here, keep reading.
And go round about the city once.
Go once. Great spiritual success requires following God in detail. It didn't say twice. Didn't say 3 times. God never works when a person is trying to do their own thing. That old spirit is alive and well. I do me. Well, who is you? I do my own thing now. What in the world? You're following what you want to follow. You would never find no glory nowhere where it wasn't detailed living. He said, go once. Don't go twice. Don't go 3 times. Go once and stop. Too many times people think they're going to take down some Jerichos doing things their own way. It'll never, ever work. No glory ever comes from folk doing what they want to do. You will have a gloryless home if you don't follow God's word in detail. You will have a gloryless marriage if you don't follow God's word. You can't act how you want to act. You can't do what you want to do. To each his own, I eat my own bread. Sitting up under a gospel ministry, but going home doing your own thing. How in the world do you expect some glory? My God, in the tabernacle, in the temple, in the epistles, in the first seal, go back to the gospel trumpet in the sixth seal. They was detailing this thing. They detailed the gospel. In the tabernacle, it said, go this, 50 of this, 49 of this, wrap this with this type of wood. Don't just say, no, I don't feel like walking up to him and get that shit of wood, so I'm going to use this oak. Then you ain't going to get no glory. They have to follow in detail. Some folk need to come to an altar of prayer, say, Lord, resurrect the detail of my experience. Lord, give me some detail. Because sometimes when you have an agent ministry, my God, that is really trying to prepare you. Individual came to me the other day, and they weren't even saved to my understanding, but they were trying to encourage me. They realized I was going through a deep season of my life. They sent a thing, and man, I'm not saying that sinners are used to God, but I guess God uses a donkey. Man, this person sent a thing, and it said, I know your relationship with your father was close, but everything you'll need along the journey, he already taught you. Yes. My God. Wow. I'm sitting, I need to call you. What about that? What? I can't. And this is not just for me, this is for you. Everything you need. Everything you're going to need. And I was up pretty discouraged for a part of it because I'm listening to tapes from the 60s and 70s. But Draw had this little tape recorder. They didn't have a tape ministry but in the early 70s. It was a little Kmart a tape recorder, a little black, little flat box that you could, he set it in the aisle, and you couldn't hardly hear because the box was closer to the saints than it was to the preacher. So you barely hear him, but you hear all these folks jumping around and screaming LaBelle and James Tomlin and all. Brother, they just back there just going slow, halfway letting him preach. And I'm sitting up here, and then my mind goes back, and I'm thinking of the last decade. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, he wasn't running around doing that. He hitting pulpit, boom, the glory, the church of God. And I'm sitting there, he's taking songs, which he did in the morning, and bringing them down here. He's going through each meticulous detail. And it hit me. I said, there's a difference between inspiring the people to take a stand and preparing the people to finish your work. My God. My God. I'm looking for the inspiration. He said, whoa, sit down. I'm ready to go forward. No, sit down. Don't do nothing. Don't go. I'm just naturally hyped, up temple. I want to hear prayer. No. Everybody came one time and said, I don't want no devotional leader no more. Sit down. Oh, y'all sit down. I'm like, bro, you just saying. We tried to take the devotional, because he was trying to do all that teaching, just grilling. What about this? Never yield a step in the hottest fight. What if it looked really in the hottest? What is yield? I'm thinking yield means that you give up ground. It said never yield a step. He said, what do you do when you get to a yield sign? He said, don't even slow down. I'm like, man. Oh, when it gets dark, I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of compromise in the hot. See, it was just so hot. That's why I had to compromise. It looked so dark. Y'all don't understand. It was so difficult. He said, what? In the hottest fight. I mean, just look. And he never did. But he was preparing. So here it said here.
And ye shall compass the city
once.
All ye men of war, and go round about the city once.
Teaching us. Don't cut no corners. Don't cut no corners. I mean, I'm listening to Brother Kelly the other day. These brothers, man, they was resurrecting an atmosphere. Pouring their Bibles into the sun. Just in the atmosphere. In the air. Just cleaning the atmosphere so God can lay a foundation and finish the work. These brothers going down and they're talking about homes, going down husband-wife relationship. I mean, breaking down, husband, love your wife. Don't be bitter, don't treat her. Wife, you know your position in the home. I mean, I'm listening to these tapes all week. He dealing with shoes. Don't come in no worldly shoes in the church of God. I'm listening like, man, these brothers. But I'm like, that's why God confirmed them. They weren't playing no games. They said, don't come with no tight stuff on. I mean, they detailing your hair. Don't come with no fussy work. Keep your scissors out. They going down the line. Church of God, church of God. I'm like, but can we slow down? Slow down, brother. No, we're going to speed up. I'm like, we don't watch it on TV. They said we're going to preach it again just in case you think you might want to watch some little guiding light. How in the world you going? Ain't no light in nowhere in that guidance. The Bible said he is the light of the world, not no guiding light. No soap opera. How in the world you going? She's sleeping with her husband. He's sleeping with him. Breaking every commandment in the Bible. You say, oh, child, don't go in there. Don't go in. Hold on. You don't want her to go in there to catch your husband who's cheating on him because you like her husband. You said, don't. You strengthen the hand of an evildoer. Your child see you sitting there supporting that mess. These brothers was dealing with it. They went, left to right. And I said, Lord, why did you confirm them so much? Why did you? He said, once. You want to take your Jordan. You want to take your Jericho. It's going to be detailed. Don't go twice. Don't go 3 times. But what God reveals to you, saints. And sometimes, saints, the days of personal conviction is not over. Sometimes God deals with you on some stuff. Cut that off. Cut that off. I get no glory in that. Cut that off. You're dealing with that too much. You're spending too much. That's a time waster. Now you got to go black and white. See it? Is it not? Hold on. That you're more affectionate about that than you are me. Come on, detail. So here, he said, go once. The wall is coming down. But you got to be detailed. Come on and read it.
And go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days.
My Lord.
And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets.
Saints, I'm sorry, real quick. They went around this 1 time, and then they stopped. And the next day they got to put all their battle on. Yeah, about to go to war. Marched around it 1 time. And then they stopped. That's y'all good. He never came to them and said, hey, God gave it to him. But you never read where he said, we're going to march 6 times, then we're going to stop. He said, no, get up. Let's march. Sometimes God will not tell you how long you got to march.
All right, now.
It'd be easy if he said you're going to be sick for 3 weeks. Then your healing coming.
Okay.
You're going to be broke for 1 month. Then that money coming in. Your spouse, they're going to be unsaved for 4 months. But the 4th month, that Sunday, they come into church. Sometimes, you're not going to know how long you got to march. Don't give up marching. He's not going to tell you when your child going to get saved. Don't stop praying for that child.
Amen.
Don't stop praying. Keep praying and toiling on. Keep praying and toiling on. Come on, read.
And go round about the city once.
Yes.
Thus shalt thou do 6 days.
Yes.
And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day he shall compass the city 7 times. And the priest shall blow with the trumpets.
Skip down to verse number 8 for time's sake.
And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets. And the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them.
Hold on. It said they blew the trumpet. Then the ark, which represented the presence of God. The priest represented the ministry, blowing the trumpet before the ark, before the presence of God. Saints, anywhere you see a great move of God, you're going to see a strong ministry.
My God. My God. My God.
Anywhere you see a great move of God, you're going to hear a strong message. It's going to be clear. It's going to have teeth in it. It's going to have inspiration behind it. God will back it up. Anywhere you see a strong move of God, you're going to hear a clear sounding of the trumpet. You will not see. You may have a great gathering. Please don't come to me. Oh, I heard it was 200 people there. This thing, that. Listen, God is into quality, not quantity. You can get all you want, my God. I'm not concerned with how many there. I want to know what trumpet is blowing in that camp. How clear is it? How strong is it? Is it lined up on God's word? Is there any compromise? You will never see the move or the presence of God in a unique way where there's compromise in the pulpit. It don't work. You got to blow the trumpet like God gave the trumpet to be blown. You can't take off notes. You can't do what you want to do. You cannot have respect of person. I don't care if it hurts your mama, blow the trumpet. If it hurts your children, blow the trumpet. If it hurts, my God, your family, blow the trumpet. You won't see no move of God without the trumpet being blown first. The trumpet must blow clearly. Don't take nothing off the trumpet, my God. Here you got one message is going this way, another message going that way. That's confusion. That's confusion. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not going to waste my gas going to that. My God, if it's not clear, trumpet line upon line, it shouldn't just be line upon line with the preacher that's preaching, but in the entire fellowship, it should be line upon line. One message linked to the next message, linked to the next message, and all together, not confusion. You got folk, my God, coming all together, my God, one blow this and one blow that, when you hope to get a morsel here and hope to get a morsel there. That's not Zion. The Bible said, upon Mount Zion, my God, there shall be eye upon eye, line upon line, precept upon precept, blowing the trumpet in Zion. Sound your alarm in my holy hill. Amen. When you got a multiple trumpets, multiple people, multiple fellowship, my God, that's Babylon. That's confusion. That's confusion. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. I'm sitting there, I got to figure out what, okay, now, what he's talking about, one, was that two, that three clean, that four, can I get another wife, can I not, can I, is it sanctification, is it not, is it modesty important, or it's all on the inside? Oh, it's all on the inside. God don't care about the outside. Wear what you want to wear. Just take all your clothes off now, and you still, hold on, but the Bible, the next message say, no, God means he does care. It's modesty. It's kind of, whoa, 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 whoa. I was better before I got on the highway. The trumpet blew first before the ark. Rarely does anything happen until a clear trumpet in the first seal. Clear trumpet. Clear trumpet. These brothers would line that thing up clearly, defining the difference between the law and the grace, but also brought the principles of the law into grace, but didn't hold the legalistic aspects of it, but incorporated a spiritual lesson that was deeper than the legal position that they just did away with. Clear trumpet. There was establishing Zion. Clear trumpet. Six seal, clear trumpet. God not into this denomination, that denomination, no. But they made it clear what it meant to be Church of God. A clear trumpet. And you can't add to it. Come talking about this, that, the other stuff ain't nowhere in the Bible. Promoting some man, this, that, and the other. Or you this, that, or you add this, add that. No. I'm listening for the trumpet. I don't need it. You can try to impress. Fly around the building. Woo! Glory! I'm listening. Okay. After all y'all get done running all around. That's that old Brother Hampton spirit in me. Everybody go to camp out. I'm like, man, they flying around the building. He's like, that's all good. But after it's all over. Amen. And we're listening. Amen. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Was that no? Whoa, hold on. Don't shout. Forgive me, Brother John, Sister Doretta, Sister Selena. Let me try that again. Whoa! Hold on. No, whoa! If it ain't clear! It's not Mary had a little man. There ain't no fairy tale. Mary, preacher had a little man. His name was Jesus. But the trumpet has to be clear. Because saints, if the trumpet, you are the product of the trumpet you're under. Period. You're not rising above your trumpet. If your trumpet is preaching sectism, a sectist spirit, then we got to come up under you in order to fellowship you. What trumpet is that? We got to come up under you where? We reach our hand in fellowship. We got to come up under you? Who said that? Who is you? Where is headquarters at? Headquarters is not here, there, over there. Headquarters is in heaven. We all be brethren. Come on now. If the trumpet is not clear, say, you got to get this down in you. You would never bring down Jericho. Ever bring down real strongholds. You may have a little bit of victory here there, but strongholds, your faith being perfect. Bringing that thing down. Grace in your soul, although your spouse left. Real grace in your soul. It's okay. Until God brings her back. Until God brings him back. Jericho brought that Jericho down. I had this condition for years. Every time it flared up, I ran to the medicine cabinet. I ran to the doctor. I ran to this. But I got to put a real trumpet. That let me know sometimes it looks fortified. Sometimes it looks dark. But God said, I am the Lord God that healeth thee. I got you. I got you. See, one of the reasons why he allows situations to get more fortified is because the more fortified it looks, the greater the fortification, the greater the glory. I'm trying to use you. I didn't bring, it says I called you out of Egypt so that you could serve me. People got it all twisted. They think I'm coming to get saved so God can bless me with this, bless me with that, bless me with this, then He's going to bless me with that. Oh, I said, no, that's not the way it works. He said, I called them out of Egypt, which was a type of sin, so they could serve me. We're not in this thing for what God can do for us. We're in this thing for what we can do for God. God already done too much for us. If He don't do nothing else for us, He's already done too much. So if He allows some situations to look dark, it's because He wants to use you. So you get greater glory. He gets greater glory. It looks dark as 1,000 midnights, but I'm going to bring you through. That wall's coming down. Coming down. But may your faith be inspired in knowing that sometimes it looks darker before it comes down. But rest assured in knowing I have land for you to take. I have land for you to take in this end time. That's yours. That's as far as we can get.
My God, my God. Bless the Lord.
Walls of Jericho shall come down.